Literally every topic, every post, every comment is a discussion of the conflict between Invis and Dafuk. And to be honest, there are just an incredible number of such discussions right now, and sometimes it seems that all these conversations around this topic will never end. But today I want to be a little optimistic. I want to approach this from a different angle and talk not only about when episode 80 will finally be released, but also about what will happen to the series in the future if, of course, the situation with Invis has a happy ending, how Skibidi Toilet will develop, and what surprises may lie ahead. For example, will we see a continuation of Emergence, which received a lot of hate after the first part, and it is still unclear whether Invis will continue to release their supposed masterpiece and turn a blind eye to all the hate from viewers. I would also like to know if Dafuk will continue to animate everything in Source Filmmaker, despite the fact that this program often fails, and even, as he himself said, sometimes particles behave incorrectly, and some animations do not work as desired. Dafuk has repeatedly complained about these issues, which is not surprising, given that the program is getting old and there have been virtually no updates since 2015. Therefore, some things are simply impossible to do perfectly. But, as we know, HoovyTube is ready to help Dafuk. He is ready to share with him more than 400 particles, which, without a doubt, can make the graphics and animation much better, namely smoother and visually more beautiful. We will talk about this and many other things in this video, discuss everything in as much detail as possible, and break down every little thing. So, in order not to miss anything, I ask you to like and subscribe to the channel, and we will continue. I don't think I'll surprise anyone when I say that episode 80 now seems truly grandiose to all viewers, a real climax, the pinnacle of everything that has happened in the series before. Because if you look at where the last 5 episodes, starting with episode 74, have taken us, you get the feeling that everything is about to explode, and that in episode 80, we are going to see a whole bunch of things, namely, what viewers have been waiting for a long time. For example, this includes the rescue of the Titan Cameraman, who, as we remember, is being held captive by the Astro Toilets, about whom there has been no information since episode 76. And of course, the arrival of the Duke on Earth, which in itself is a huge intrigue, because no one knows for sure what his intentions are and how he will affect the other characters. Also, at this very moment, the updated Titan Speakerman will soon appear on our screens, who should add his bit of chaos to the plot. But the most interesting thing, which raises a ton of questions, is G-Man's secret weapon, and with it, his complicated relationship with Juggernaut, who in such a short time made a difficult decision and is now in G-Man's squad. But again, I want to emphasize that we won't see all of this in one episode. Even if, as rumored, there will be 3 or more parts, getting all the answers at once would actually cause the series to lose its charm, its magic of anticipation, because part of the fun is guessing, speculating, and discussing with the fandom what will happen next. Therefore, if we think logically, it will not be surprising at all if Dafuk shows us everything gradually, carefully stretching the events from approximately episodes 80 to 90, which, according to Dafuk himself, should be the most epic in the entire history of the series. And that's exactly why I want to try to guess what the plot of these 10 episodes might be, and do it in such a way as to briefly describe each one, but without missing the most key moments, because, well, you know, discussing it is all fun, but trying to predict it is a whole other topic. I think that from episodes 80 to 82, we will see more focus on revealing the Titan Speakerman and their entire armada, their bases, technologies, and everything related to them. Most likely, the plot will gradually lead to the Titan Speakerman finding himself in a situation where he has to save the Titan TV Man, and it will be a mirror image of the events we have already seen when the Titan TV Man risked his own life to save the Titan Speakerman. We should also see the continuation of the duo of G-Man and Titan Speakerman, because as we know, the plot has been repeated more than once, and I am sure this meeting will happen. But now they will fight together, realizing the situation, and not because one of them is infected with a parasite. In addition, there will, of course, be less important scenes, such as the new technologies of the Speakerman race, their weapons, their bases, and devices, which, although not the center of attention, still create the feeling that the universe is growing, becoming more saturated and logically thought out. If we think about what an improved Speakerman Titan would look like, I personally would like to see it become stronger and more protected. Previously, it was the lightest Titan, and its role was more limited to support because its defense, durability, and damage were too low. If he fought one-on-one with a stronger fighter, he would easily be defeated. Obviously, he will have very powerful speakers similar to those used by Skibidi DJ in episode 77. Only Speakerman will have more speakers, both in number and size. This will allow him to easily control crowds of Astro Toilets, create spectacular mass scenes, and add visual power. As for melee weapons, personally, I would like to see him with a large red axe that acts like a boomerang. It flies through enemies and returns to the hands of the Titan Speakerman, which will clearly add dynamics and cool combat mechanics. I wouldn't be surprised if instead of the usual core, he had a halo similar to the Astro Duchess or the half-Titan Speakerman, which would add visual uniqueness and become an additional source of power. Basically, that's the most basic thing that can be said about him at the moment. It's still unclear what kind of power he will possess, but knowing the power of the plot armor and how Defuk loves to lead the heroes to big epic scenes, we can say with confidence that in several episodes he will shine like the entire Speakerman armada, creating an effect of impressive power and drama. Episodes 83 through 85, in my opinion, will be packed with information and details that viewers have long wanted to see. For example, we will surely see the interaction between G-Man and Astro Juggernaut. These moments promise to be interesting and even intriguing, because it is through such scenes that we can understand what is really going on behind the scenes. There may also be subtle hints about G-Man's secret weapon, as well as the whereabouts of Titan Cameraman, which will undoubtedly be one of the main mysteries of these episodes. If I had to choose which storyline to give more screen time to, I would definitely focus on Titan Cameraman. I would like to see, for example, some kind of hidden recording or fragment that reveals why the squad that was pursuing him suddenly disappeared in episode 76. It would be interesting to understand what he looked like after all these events, whether he managed to find out any important information, and, in general, how his power and role in the story changed. After all, the Camera Titan is the first Titan in the series, and almost a year and a half has passed since his disappearance in episode 74. Therefore, seeing him again would be a real treat for the entire fandom. But this, of course, does not exclude the importance of other storylines. For example, viewers are also interested in learning the true power of the G-Man's weapon or looking inside the conflicts of the Astro Toilets. Let's say that if the Astro Juggernaut frames someone or shows cunning, it could cause alarm among the Astro Toilets and lead to something like an internal civil war. And it is this factor that can weaken their overall power, showing that even the strongest race is not perfect and can have internal contradictions. Episodes 86 through 90, to be honest, promise to be truly heated and eventful. We can already safely assume that we will see the appearance of the Astro Duke, a character who has been rumored in the fandom for quite some time. But until now, there has been no direct hint of his appearance. And just imagine, by this time, many of the Speakerman's armada and even Titan himself may well be damaged or weakened after the previous episodes, which adds tension and drama. Most likely, somewhere around episode 87, we will see the death of one of the key characters, either from the Alliance or from the Astro Toilets. And we all know that if an episode ends with the number 7, that's where the most fierce battles and the most epic moments usually unfold, when forces clash head-on. I think that the Alliance will still manage to equalize the power of the Astro Toilets and thus restore the balance of power, which has been clearly disrupted since the beginning of the invasion. In addition, we will surely learn more about the identity and technology of the secret agent and the female agent. Imagine a scene similar to what we saw in Emergence, where Defuk sits at his desk and displays various information through a hologram. As we remember, they showed a secret weapon there. The original episode may be similar. We will be shown details that were previously a mystery. It is quite possible that we will see flashbacks again, but imagine if they are flashbacks of the secret agent himself. Then we will be able to learn a lot of new information, how the virus actually originated, why he bought the Alpha Hills base, where he got the green technology, and whether he has assistants like PC Man. We've seen hints of this for quite some time now, from the poster with the image of a computer in episode 44 to the appearance of a strange character in episodes 73 and 74. If they really do have remote hacking or infection technology, imagine how it could look in the most exciting episodes. It will be simply epic, and it's details like these that make the final episodes truly epic, giving viewers goosebumps. This is perhaps the most important thing we can expect from these 10 episodes. Of course, I haven't taken into account the new, as yet unannounced storylines, and many of the existing stories in the series also remain on the sidelines, with their details yet to be revealed. As for the release date of the 81st episode, there is no approximate information available at this time. The situation with Invisas remains difficult, and until it improves, we are unlikely to see new episodes. And if they do appear, there are two possible scenarios. Either we will be shown a new part of Emergence, or we will get the 80 episode, which will turn out to be rather boring and uninteresting. After all, as we know, Dafouk no longer controls the plot of the series. He only implements what he is told to do, and he does so under an incredibly tight deadline. Right now, Dafouk is very angry with the Invis, and it is unlikely that he will create new episodes just to please them or line their pockets. Overall, the future of Skibidi Toilet is now under serious threat. There is a possibility that the series may end with the episodes where the main climax was supposed to unfold, the most interesting and eventful moments. But unfortunately, all this remains only a hope, and viewers can only wait for a miracle that may allow them to see the story's conclusion as it deserves. I hope that during this video, you were able to feel at least a little bit of the nostalgia that arises when reviewers once again take up the analysis of future episodes, rather than the latest conflicts between Invis and Dafouk and rumors that the series may disappear forever. If you want to support Dafouk in any way and help him get back on his feet, don't forget to spread the hashtag Bring Boom Back, because every bit of support is very important. Well, as always, this has been the Super Cameraman. See you very soon. Good luck, everyone. Bye for now.